Let's do some show feedback, maybe?
Am I doing this first? I see you put a note there.
That's okay. You can read the feedback.
Okay, so this is from GOTA, who said, Hogwarts Legacy just broke the all-time views record for a single-player game on Twitch. 1.2 million views at once. So much for a boycott.
Is that from Red Letter Media?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure all the controversy around it made people want to tune in. I would imagine. It didn't hurt, I'm sure.
I think people are losing. This is okay.
Yeah,
so I'll talk about this now a little bit up top.
Okay. A little bit.
So we're going to, because I know this game's going to come up again later, and I know there's no way of not talking about it.
We can talk about it now. I mean, we've already killed 15 minutes.
So my problem, I'm trying to like word this in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because obviously I have strong feelings about the controversy.
Impossible.
And I'm not going to buy the game.
We know that.
And at this point, I've sort of resigned myself to saying, I don't care if you buy the game or not.
Okay, that's
not you two.
Anybody.
But anyone.
Do you care if I buy the game?
No, he doesn't. You're free.
I don't.
Oh, I thought he said not us.
Honestly,
I thought he was excluding us.
Yeah, no, you two I care if you two buy the game.
Oh,
but
really?
Everyone else, I don't care.
No.
What I do care about is I don't want you to come and rub it in my face. Like,
that's rude. That's very rude.
Hey, which is what this person in the chat was doing. He's saying, look how successful this is. Your ideals are stupid. The fact that you care about trans people and their rights is stupid.
You're talking about the comment? The comment?
Yes, that's what this. Yeah, it's part of
How do you know that's what he means?
It's part of a lot of other comments that go along with this in the chat. I didn't want to read them all.
Oh. Some of those, but let's give some of them. I agree with you there. But if I were to rib you about a boycott, it's just because you've had so many boycotts.
Well, I haven't. There's been a lot of things that I've decided not to buy, but I've never told people not to buy something.
That's fair. So if I'm ribbing you on it, it's not because I.
Oh, I know that. I know when people are joking around with me. This comment is not joking around with me. This is someone that's trying to make me be like, hey, you're an asshole because you care about these issues. It's just but
it's working. Man, you're getting upset about it.
I am upset about
it. That's his goal, is to get you upset about it.
I understand.
And you're falling for it.
I'm saying it's not cool and other people shouldn't do that. And if I do get upset about it, don't act surprised. Don't act surprised also when someone says, oh, you bought the Wizard game. You realize that lines the pockets of someone who's transphobic. Don't be surprised when it happens. Don't act like, but hey, man, I just wanted to play the game. I didn't know anything about this.
What does that mean?
At this point, it's a lot. There's a whole thing.
Can we agree on one thing?
Wait. So
I'm saying don't.
Wait, let Shipwreck talk. We need to hear Shipwreck.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to understand how I'm supposed to react in that situation if I buy the game.
You're allowed to.
And I'm allowed to, but then I'm not. How am I supposed to react if
you're not? I understand what Wombat's saying. There's people who are just trolling people who have clearly are upset by the game it's clearly gonna be successful, and people are upset by that inevitable success. And people are using that to troll those people by saying, hey, I'm buying the game. You're throwing it in their face.
They're using it to discredit the trans community.
It happens with everything. It happens with a lot of things.
I got a handful of Twitter comments today saying, this is a both sides problem. If trans people just treated Hogwarts Legacy players better, we wouldn't be in this situation.
First of all,
and I just want to, I'm like, are you aware that there are currently 11 states with over 20 laws that are prepared to be voted on this year?
That's the thing that we should maybe be focused on and not have the Harry Potter game.
And not have Harry Potter.
Well, I think this is the other thing and I also mentioned this today on Twitter, is if talking about the Harry Potter game get someone listening to our show or someone who follows me on Twitter to say, what is Wombat talking about with these transgender issues, and does a little bit of research and realize and learn something and is like, oh my God, what's going on here is terrible. What can I do to help? Then I don't care if 100 people buy the game. If we've gotten one person who didn't know anything before, learn something and becomes a better person. That was my whole long-winded where I was going with this, is that I hope we could at least educate people. in the best way we can, because we're not experts. I know I'm not. To highlight a problem that a lot of people probably don't know about. Trans people make up about 1% of the population, and the fact that there's over 20 laws in 11 states trying to make them illegal is insanity.
Let's boycott those states.
So
that's more important.
Yes, exactly. It's like, well, should we be boycotting? But you're not wrong. It's
also, and honestly, let's talk about J.K. Rowling's net worth for a second.
Yes, obviously the money she gets from the game isn't, or doesn't get from this game, isn't going to hurt her.
You think she even notices? Do you think that check is just going to sit on her desk
she does,
for
because
6 months?
She's tweeted about it.
What is she like? What did she tweet?
She's like, oh, she's like, so it was something about someone made a comment like, well, I'm not going to buy anything. You're a stupid game, blah, blah. She goes, I'll think about you when I'm counting my royalty check.
Well, of course, because there's obviously something very wrong with her on multiple levels. The fact that somebody that successful and who could literally at any given time be doing anything she could imagine. She has so many resources at her disposal. She could literally be doing anything. And she writes books. It's not like has a real job and she's got to be somewhere and do stuff.
Does she even write books anymore?
No, but she gets all the attention she needs by posting shit on Twitter. What she is
doing is she's funding these anti-trans political movements. There was a law in Scotland to ratify trans rights as human rights. And no law that's been passed in Scotland has ever been vetoed by Parliament before until this law. It's
and
been
Harry Potter was she donated
J.K.
money.
Rowling is one of the major proponents in the UK of these anti-trans laws, of funding these wackadoodles.
What is she doing all day?
I don't know. So to say that there's no direct correlation from buying this game to funding trans hate isn't entirely true.
But that's like saying, I had some sand on my shoes and then I went to the beach and I left some sand there.
No, it's not.
It is really.
It's saying if I buy this game, it gives money to this person, and this
who has $1 billion.
It doesn't matter. I'm giving money to this person, and this person's going to use my money to do something that I don't agree with.
Your money would be like that one grain of sand on the beach.
It doesn't matter. She
wouldn't even notice. It would not affect anything she does if this game existed
but that's not
or
the
not.
Point.
Nothing
the point
can stop
is
Harry
that
Potter.
it's still the money that I gave her.
Well, that's fine for you, certainly. And just like that, I personally feel like Elon Musk is an asshole and I wouldn't buy one of his cars because I don't want to give my money, literally
person in the
tens
world.
Of thousands of dollars. Right. But for me personally, I don't want to give tens of thousands of dollars to an asshole. Now a game obviously is not a big investment, but I don't want something in my driveway that's going to remind me of an asshole.
It's literally the same exact thing.
It is?
Yeah, what you're saying and what I said.
Spending
I buy the game,
80 grand on a car
to
that's going to sit in my driveway and spending $80 on a game.
Because to Elon Musk, there's no difference between 80 grand and $80.
But the difference is that it would bother me knowing that I have it. Giving him the money in that.
Again, it's the same thing that I just said.
I guess, but I guess I don't care if anyone else buys a Tesla or not. All my neighbors are buying Teslas, and I just
That's literally what I just said.
Some on this viewpoint, though, Wombat. I'll give you that. You came in a few weeks back. I don't remember if it was on the show or not on the show, and you were going after people to not have them not buy the game.
I said, I still don't want people to buy the game. I'm just saying
that's where it's.
I don't care if you buy the game. But if you're asking, it's very simple. If someone were to ask me, should you buy the game? I'm gonna say no.
So you do care then. So you do care.
I care, but I don't. It's but if you buy the game, then you do. I don't. It's not like I'm not your mom. I can't stop you from buying the game.
That's right. And that's the part where people get the both sides argument from. And I don't agree with it, but I understand why they get that way. They don't want to be told what to do or not do.
And I'm not telling anyone what to do, but if you're going to ask me what my opinion is on what you should do, I'm going to give it to you. I don't think that's the same thing.
Go back and read some of your tweets.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
Ago.
Oh no, I was definitely more angry about this, but moods and I've literally had to think about this for.
It's such a waste of time. The discourse, you just have to remove yourself from the discourse. It's you're gonna free up a lot of time. I
think at the end of the day, if we could all agree that trans rights are human rights,
I agree with that.
Yes,
can we all agree that the discourse is horrible and killing us and wasting our time and energy?
Yeah. And people that are using the game as a weapon to say that this is how I'm gonna troll the trans community is by buying and playing this game.
Of course, and of course that's bad. You shouldn't troll anybody for any circumstances. It's annoying.
But I will say, if you do buy the game and you're public about it, and someone not strangers, because I think when strangers do it, it's weird. But if someone says, "Hey, I don't think it's cool," don't act surprised. Don't act like, what do you mean?
Sure.
Don't feign shock.
Most people probably don't know about it. If they're not a part of the discourse on Twitter, they wouldn't know about it.
That's the reason why I've sort of come around on it. Right. Where I'm like, if I can educate someone who bought the game, who doesn't know better, or doesn't have any kind of idea why.
They're not going to care.
Yeah, so in this scenario, I'm just curious.
Okay,
you're over at your friend's house and you see that they have Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy just sitting there beside their TV.
What happened? What do you do, Wombat? Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do in this situation?
Probably nothing.
Good answer.
Correct.
if that person was to say to me, "Hey, I just got Hogwarts Legacy. Do you want to see it?"
Okay.
That's when a conversation is, no, I have no interest in that game. I'm not really a fan of J.K. Rowling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, why? And then you can go into your whole spiel.
And then I can give him a little spiel. But it's asked.
You can educate. Okay, there you go. That's good answer. I like that answer.
That's where I've sort of come around. I think I could do better educating people. I'm trying not necessarily win more flies with honey, because I'm always going to be acerbic because it's just my nature.
Right.
But you just got to accept that that's just me. And that's not changing. But once you get past that, I think that there's some there. I don't know. Basically, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I want to not hate people, because I was starting to get real mad at people, particularly on the Discord.
It's the discourse. It's bad. Discord and discourse sound very similar. Mm-hmm. You might notice that. I took discourse off my phone because it was too annoying. And I took Twitter off I need the app for DMs and stuff, but I took it off the front page of my phone, the homepage,
I don't have it as I don't have it. I don't even have a shortcut to Twitter on my phone anymore. I took it off.
I mean, but there's a lot. Are you tweeting a lot? I don't know. Actually, I don't really.
I tweeted.
Shipwreck will tell me.
I tweeted a lot today.
Shipwreck's face is telling me a lot.
I was gonna say I tweeted a lot today from me, but I actually feel like I've cut down on my tweeting a good amount.
I cut down a lot because I don't like Elon, and I don't want to make content for him. But I'm not going to tell you not to do it.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the stuff I said about the Wizard game.
Wombat. Next comment, Wombat, and then we'll keep going.
Yeah. I almost did a prank on you, Wombat, and I almost did a prank, but I decided not to. Do you want to hear what the prank was, Wombat? You're not listening. I can tell.
Sure, I'm listening.
What are you listening to?
I'm listening to you. You're going to tell me your prank.
Okay, so I was going to do this prank to you where I said we have a potential sponsorship from the Harry Potter game. And I was going to make it, not like an unreasonable amount of money, but try to make it hard for you to say no to the money. How successful would I have been? I mean, you would have hated me after I told you it was a prank.
I wouldn't have taken the money.
Even if it was let's say it was are you proud of me that I didn't do this?
I am very proud of you didn't do this, but I'm interested to see how much you're trying to buy off Wombat's morals here.
You can't go too big because then it would have got his suspicions.
Right, his morals aren't that good. So
I was gonna come at $2,000 a person.
No.
You would say no.
I have more opinion of Wombat than $2,000. You're gonna have to up your game
But
there.
I would have said it like I would have said like you wouldn't have to do anything.
No.
You could just sit there while I read the ad. You wouldn't even have to say anything. You could just sit there, not say anything either way, and cash that $2,000 check.
This is, by the way, I think this was the tweet that you were referring to from about 8 days ago. I heard you, the $2,000. No, I would say no. It doesn't matter.
We'll
you
never
wouldn't
know.
have got me.
Shift likes my odds.
And I think, and no, I never told anyone not to buy the game. So I just went through a month.
You just said, "I'll kill you."
No, I did say that if you at me in your tweet about how you bought the game and how excited you are to play it, I will block you. I didn't. So basically, if you went out and did the thing that I was saying, like, "Hey,
that's very passive aggressive,h, though. I feel you're like you're almost like teasing people.
No, I said
them to do so.
to at me when they buy the game. Well, no,
to
because someone
you.
just before that did. Someone did the thing in question.
It's too much discourse. There's too much discourse. I hate it.
So no, I never told anyone not to buy it.
$3,000
for the record.
3,500.
No,
that's the number. 3,500 like that is going to look.
I know, but I still would have said no. I'm sorry.
We'll find out when Hogwarts Legacy 2
comes out. Yeah, okay. We'll find out then.
All right, enough Hogwarts. I think, right?
I think so.
Okay, Ship loves it. Wait, now is Ship allowed to buy the game or not? That's what he really needs to know. He doesn't have that answer yet.
He's not.
I don't.
He's not allowed to buy it.
I don't need permission one way or another.
No. First of all, he doesn't need my permission, and second of all,
no.
The question is, are you asking me what I think Ship to do? I'm gonna tell him the same thing I would tell anyone else. No, I don't think you should buy the game. It doesn't mean I'm saying to go out with a sign and boycott it. You asked my opinion on what you think you should do, so I'm giving you my opinion.
Is Harry Potter?
That is the difference.
Is Harry Potter in Fortnite?
No.
But I feel like that's a matter of time.
I don't know. It'd be very
just
interesting.
Adding on the right amount of zeros to that.
Fortnite
contract.
does two Pride events a year, and they just had their first trans character in September.
Right, they're tuned in.
They've had a non-binary character in the last 12 months. It would sort of be off-brand for them to court this type of controversy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
$4,000. All right, let's go move on. I think what's this? Is there another comment here? The font is so small I can't even see.
It was from Sensuous Lettuce on YouTube.
Okay.
He said, 3 words to sum up this episode: too much Wombat. Ship tries to tell us what he's watching. Wombat interjects and shuts him down. Ship talks about a game he's enjoying. Wombat steps all over him and tells us his experience. And all this was before the frothy and unhinged rant at the end. You can't have opinions unless they're the same as mine. Gargle, gargle, gargle.
We got those unhinged opinions at the start this time.
Yeah, first of all, we did it at the start of the show this time. And also, what show have you been listening to?
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
Find another show. It's this is
what he does. This is what he does.
This is the show. This is it. If you don't like it, find another. Conan O'Brien has a really nice podcast too.
Right. You could be talking about a time that you went to watch a movie and your hair caught on fire, and then Wombat would be like, "Hey, I went to a movie last weekend."
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happened, but I went to a movie last weekend.
Exactly.
And you're like, dude, but my hair was on fire.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I saw,
And
Avengers
the two of you
7.
will make fun of everything I do and everything I say, and that's the show.
That's the show.
Change. It's the show.
Good job, Lettuce.
Yeah, good job for pointing out what our new log line for the show should be.